Hello, everybody, and good morning. Let's talk about rates, prices, fees. Oh my, let's talk about it. I see questions in the Facebook groups literally every day about when should I raise my rates? How should I do it? How long should I wait? I don't know if I'm ready yet. What are your rates in a different state? Stop. Stop. I'm making this video today because everybody has questions about rates. What should I charge? When should I raise my rates? How much notice should I give my people? Blah, 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 blah. There are so many questions, and I wanted to give a really nice, cohesive response to as many as I can in this quick video. So, welcome. My name is Erin, and I am a pain relief specialist here in Aurora, Colorado. I've been in practice since 2011, and since 2021, I've been helping other therapists to hit record numbers in their practice, beat burnout before it even starts, and create sustainable systems to make it all last for the long run. So that's what I love helping people do, particularly, through the Balanced Biz program and community, which is my community experience that's 90 days long, where I love to help therapists to create a long-term sustainable massage practice that is diversified, profitable, and extremely fulfilling. So let's get right into it. So one of the biggest questions I see is, when do I raise my rates? And this is a really personalized question that's hard to just give a point blank answer for, which is why I get so annoyed seeing it in the groups all the time. You need to know your own numbers as far as what it takes for you to reasonably run your business, what kind of overhead you're dealing with, what your bills are like personally and professionally, and how you want your lifestyle supported. These are all very, very personal questions, and those are numbers you need to run yourself. Hopefully, you already have. However, there are some factors, both internal and external, that can contribute to good enough reasons to consider raising your rates. And this is basically the structure I have followed for the past 15 years, and I want to pass it on to you to simplify it and hopefully to see this question asked fewer times in the Facebook groups, because it is not productive to get responses from people all over the country, all over the world, in different socioeconomic statuses with different requirements for their finances, different experience in their rates, and different money baggage stories. So, some of the internal factors, and I mean internal as in within yourself and within your business, include um, lifestyle costs, right? So this one is very common, and right now in 2026, it's a very popular topic for raising rates. If your lifestyle simply needs more income to be at a place where you feel good about it, that's enough reason to raise your rates, okay? Now, there is some nuance here. You probably see people, I am connected with almost 10,000 massage therapists on social media, so I see a lot of stuff online. And something I see all the time, and I wish I didn't, is people, therapists, justifying their rates because of lifestyle expenditures, because gas is expensive, because groceries are going up, because of the war. Please stop. You're putting the energetic onus of you raising your rates onto your clients, when really this is just a healthy, normal, organic part of running a business. People expect it, it's not a big deal until you make it a big deal. And when you start to justify it, you start to emotionally make it their problem. And that's not only not fair, but it's a really trashy look. So, of course, tell your people when you're going to raise your rates. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But don't feel like you have to justify it. And honestly, don't do it at all. Even if you feel like there's some resistance to telling people or not telling people, if there is some resistance towards, like, if you feel like you need to justify it, chances are you need to go inward and reflect on what some of your money beliefs are that make you feel like you need to give people an explanation instead of just doing it. That's my encouragement to you. So, another internal reason to raise your rates is if you have a pretty steady wait list. I don't mean one or two people here and there, but if you are consistently turning people away, it's time to raise your rates. That was really weird. My brain glitched out. Remember to always have another professional who you can refer your clients to, so everybody gets to win. So I have multiple therapists directly in my area, probably less than 4 to 7 minutes away in that range, who I am more than happy to refer my clients to. If these wonderful clients decide to never come back, that's okay, because ultimately at the end of the day, I want to make sure that they are taken care of. That's all I really care about. This reflects an abundance mindset from me. I am not worried about, losing out on a client or missing out on the income, because I know that that's always coming, particularly when I give first and I put client care first. Okay? So, if you have a pretty steady wait list, like I just raised my rates in February. It is May 2nd, 4th, early May. And so I won't be raising my rates again. I'm focusing more on different things like helping other massage therapists. But my wait list right now is approximately 40 people. So if there are people who really desperately need to get in, I do have a referral list and network to send them to. Most people just really like to wait. This is normally, when you're not doing what I'm doing, this is normally a sign that it's time to raise your rates. Okay? So another internal factor that will signal it's time to raise your rates is any sort of emotional resentment or dread or heaviness that comes with showing up to your practice. Now, it is a core part of my philosophy in the Balance Biz method to incorporate your nervous system, your capacity, and your intuition and your body with decisions that you make in your business. Okay, so that's why I wanted to include this in this section, because I fundamentally believe that when we listen to our intuition and we listen to our nervous system and we honor our capacity on a very authentic level, we're able to make business decisions that make more sense for us, our core values, and everything that matters to us outside of the treatment room. But when we don't pay attention to this stuff, we end up seeing clients forever at lower rates than we really want, who we don't actually really like spending time with. Talk about burnout, And if you're in this place right now, just know that that's normal and that can absolutely happen. But usually it's because we are not trained or taught to listen to our bodies when it comes to our nervous system. And that's exactly why I do what I do. So, this is going to help you show more fully what matters to you most, right? So if you are feeling super resentful to, or even just like really subtle, a lot of the times it can be so subtle, and you are dreading going to see clients, or you see somebody on your schedule and you're like, oh man, that's a sign from your nervous system that something's out of alignment. Now, I want to emphasize here that sometimes raising rates works and you can throw a dollar amount on that discomfort, and other times that client has to go or that time slot in your schedule has to go. That's why it's so important to listen to these cues in your body and then interpret what needs to change. Okay? So, when you start to feel these emotions, first of all, remember that it's normal at a certain point in your practice, because when you start to get pretty busy, there's going to be a natural cinch on your time, and you're going to be attracting a lot more people to your practice. So, don't judge yourself for this or even contemplate that things are going wrong. It's just that you're experiencing some growing pains. Raising your rates can help you to stay in alignment with your practice as a whole. So, next, this is also internal, I would say. If you are noticing your clients tipping pretty heavily, this is a great time to raise your rates as well. You don't have to nix gratuity if you don't want to. I haven't, even as a pain relief clinic. But if people are tipping pretty, like a lot, it is a sign that people are willing to pay more for your services. So keep that in mind. And if people are tipping pretty fat every session, it might be time to raise your rates. Now let's move on to external factors. Some of the pitfalls I notice people falling into here are that they look around at other people. People are charging more than them, less than them. The franchises are charging this. They're charging for their credit card fees. They're adding in a gratuity. They're doing all inclusive. I need you to just like kind of let that shit go. Okay? Who cares? Who cares? You get to do your business your way. And that's a massive part as well of why I do what I do. So you can create something without compromise. Okay, and this is a really small piece of this, and this is fundamental in how I mentor massage therapists. A big part of that is managing your own rates and your own income on your own terms. Okay, please do not put too much emphasis on what other people are charging, what other massage therapists are doing in your area, because it does not matter. And I mean that, it does not matter. I would encourage you to not even look at other therapists' rates in your area and just find something that feels aligned for you. Now, I do believe in solid market research, but more often than not, we are unable to differentiate and compartmentalize. Okay, here's what I need, and here's what other people are charging, because it always has some sort of influence in our rates, which is why I encourage you to just not even look at other people's rates. Just don't. Okay, another external reason to raise your rates could be that if you're noticing a demand for massage that's increasing in general, more places are opening up around you, it's in the cultural dialogue a little bit more, and people are just talking about it more, that's a great sign that it's time to raise your rates as well, right? Because people are more willing to invest in it if their neighbor down the street got a great massage. They're starting to see information come out that proves the benefits of massage and they see themselves in that solution, right? One thing I don't want you getting caught up in is thinking that you have to do what everybody else is doing. You started your business for a reason, and it probably wasn't so you could do it the same as everybody else. So remember your numbers when you're setting your rates and changing your rates, and remember these internal and external factors as you consider rate raising. The reason we get so hung up on raising our rates, besides the mindset stuff and the money mindset blocks that we have as massage therapists, is because there's no system around it. Every single time we have to raise our rates, or we are even considering it, or our bills go up, we are reactive instead of responsive, which means we end up raising our rates, scrambling to create a process, getting all caught up in our heads and stressed out about how to do it, when to do it, how much notice to give everybody, and just generally freaking the fuck out about it, right? What can happen instead is raising your rates with confidence, with a sense of self assuredness, and an internal knowing that it's time, and not having to reinvent the wheel every single time. When you have a system in place for raising your rates and it happens at a predictable pace, at a predictable increase, you only have to make those decisions one time, and then you set it and forget it. Something really important happens here, and it's that your clients know it's going to happen as well. So it's not just you. So all of a sudden, you're talking about your rate, you're not talking about your rate raises ever again. How glorious does that sound? It's automatic, it's simplified, and everybody, including your clientele, are on the same page. You're not having to second guess yourself because you've already made the decision months ago. You're not having to get stuck in imposter syndrome or a scarcity mindset because the process has already been started without you. This allows you to remove emotion and reactivity from the systems in your business. And as healers and feelers, we just tend to conflate our emotions and our identity into our business, and it gets really uncomfortable. Of course, we're going to be awkward having these conversations about rate raises when we haven't dealt with our money stuff. We don't have a system around it, and we're taking everybody else's input around us for what our rates need to be. Right? Okay. You're not having to have the conversation because there's systems in place. This is just one of many, many systems that makes a sustainable massage practice. And we don't know what we don't know. Okay. So it can be a challenge to see outside of our business far enough, well enough to see what needs improvement and changes. When you install this particular system for your rate raises, your income is supported, your lifestyle is supported, and you're able to move forward in your business and your life with more confidence, right? And it's great, but it also requires a steadiness in your boundaries, solid time management, and an ability to stay in alignment with yourself, your nervous system, and your own needs while you make changes to your practice. So if you're in a stage of change or growth in your massage business and you're looking for a little extra support to make it easier, more simple, and streamlined, I'm your girl. This is exactly what we focus on and so much more within the Balanced Biz community, which is my 90-day signature community experience. We customize and implement long-term sustainable strategies for your business, not just rate raising, but everything else you need. Okay? And then we systemize them so it happens on repeat without you having to think about it. You get more time in your schedule, more income in your pocket, and more alignment to create the business in the life of your dreams. So if you're interested, I will put the link to book a chat with me in the notes here of this video, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Feel free to reach out directly to me if you've had any sort of epiphanies or you have any other questions about this topic as well. Thanks for joining, and thank you for being part of the powerful change within the massage industry. See you next time.